I'm Don Schaefer. This is New Life Strategies, and once again we're back to you. We've been through a series of various different types of understandings, trying to give you an understanding and a strategy that might work in your life in many, many ways. A lot of times people are in life, living life, and struggling possibly in some areas. In some areas they've got it all figured out, and that's where we're going across the gamut, looking at many different areas, trying to bring different understandings to you, to give you an idea of possibly something you could do in your life. And right now, we are in the middle of a series dealing with finances. We believe that everybody has a special financial destiny that's in store for them, and it has to be discovered, and it has to be the right way. And I know I've been telling people that God could make everybody a millionaire, and He could do that. But He doesn't do this because He wants us to learn the principles behind money as well as anything else in our lives. And that's what. So as we're trying to put together an understanding and develop this, we've been looking at areas where, first of all, we have to realize that we have an issue. A lot of times people will be living life and struggling, but they have gotten to the point where they could say, hey, you know what, I've got a problem, I need to do something about it. I know a lot of our addiction programs out there, they say, as far as an alcoholic, you got to realize that you are an alcoholic before you can do anything about it. It's the same thing in finance, it's the same thing in a lot of areas of life. And then there's a lot of misunderstandings, and I think last we were talking about the fact that a lot of times people totally misunderstand what debt is. They think it's a tool. They think it's a tool to things. So I get to be a certain age, I go out and I go to the banks or whatever it is, and I can borrow to get everything I want. And right now, I talked to an individual just yesterday. I'm sitting there, Mike. He said, why should I delay having the pleasures of having something? When I go to the bank and I can make the payments, so why don't I just borrow all the money and make the payments? And I'm saying to myself, well, I tell you what, if you wanted to delay and plan together, you could possibly purchase things without making payments, without paying the banks all kinds of money. And that's where these banks, they love it. That type of concept, they love that type of concept. Well, this week I wanted to talk a little bit about having a secure financial plan. I want to talk about how what you need to have in your life is a security fund. And we might mention this before. We're talking about climbing the mountain of becoming debt-free. And every time you put a group of mountain climbers together, they usually have a base camp. They usually have something that secures them on the bottom in case something goes wrong. So they're up there, whatever the circumstances might be. Got a group of people or whatever it is down at base can take care of the situations or whatever comes along. And that's where we're going to be getting into a complete series, trying to get ourselves out of debt. And one of the areas that we need to have is a security account. And this isn't a special account where you put money into it. And I know for Shirley and I, we're planning on putting $1,000 into the account so if anything goes wrong, then we can always fall back on it. This would take care of our emergencies in life. Again, this is not for Christmas. This is not for going on vacation. This is for going and buying new clothes. This account is only in case there is an emergency. And a lot of times people will use credit card. That will be their emergency fund. But I tell you what, that's an expensive emergency fund because you're basically taking out a loan for every problem that you have. Where if you consider and plan a day, put yourself a fund together, situations come up, and they usually do, that you have a fund in store, a base camp set there that will take care of issues. You can continue with your plan in life to become debt-free. I want to thank you. This is just a strategy, and I'm hoping that you work this into your life. And if you ever want to join us, by all means, go to our website, check us out. We've got plenty of opportunity there. So give yourself a wonderful week, and I will see you again next week. Thank you.